The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, Kern County. It is 5 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. I'm Alex Fisher, and KGET has obtained new video of a fire that destroyed a $1.1 million hydrogen jet bus last month. This incident gained nationwide attention as more and more companies push hydrogen as the replacement to carbon-based fuel sources. 17 News was told that the bus was fueling at the time the fire started. And you can see as this small fire grows into a massive inferno and then engulfs the bus and the fueling pump. GET is in possession of just 9 of these buses for now, after this one was completely destroyed. Also, the fueling pump was damaged, leaving the remaining hydrogen buses to be out of commission until further notice. Turning to education news now, and a fiery debate over parental and student rights broke out last night. Parents packed the Kern County Superintendent of Schools board meeting to sound off about a policy addressing whether schools must inform parents if their child identifies as transgender. But shortly after that meeting began, it turned rowdy, prompting officials to clear the room. 17's Jenny Ha was there to file this report.
These mixed chants signal the start of Tuesday's school board meeting, attended by an already mixed room full of both supporters and opponents of parental rights. While parental notification wasn't formally on the agenda, it was included in public comment. Kern County Board of Education trustee Lori Cisneros repeatedly asked the board president why he initially approved for the policy to be on the agenda, but changed his mind 3 days later. Another request to admit the policy into the agenda was denied at the meeting, stirring up the crowd.
Who do you work for? Yep.
Back and forth comments were exchanged throughout the room and even to the board members, eventually leading to a room dismissal.
Parents' rights are being infringed upon, and I believe that, if we don't create that trust between parents and schools and districts, then parents are not going to want their kids to attend public schools anymore. There has to be a trust that no secrets, no lies.
The Chino Valley Unified School District recently passed a policy requiring schools to tell parents if a student identifies as transgender or wants to switch their names or their pronouns. Cisneros said that should be the standard for California schools, including those here, and invited speakers like Lance Christensen to address the board. Christensen is helping draft a parental notification policy across the state.
My hope is that the board would be informed enough to make a wise decision to move forward with this policy.
And her constituents agreed.
They're just pushing these radical ideas on our kids, and it's wrong.
17 News also spoke with students and advocates who said to them this is all about student rights and the ability to set their own boundaries on what they do at home and what they do at school with peers.
I grew up here, I went to the public schools here, and I want students to feel safe when they go to schools. And I think these policies that they're talking about, that they're thinking about adopting, I think it's really disappointing.
In Bakersfield, Jenny Ha, 17 News.
Turning to our court watch now, and an arrest warrant is out this morning for a man accused of killing a grocery store worker in a brawl. Court documents reveal new details in the deadly confrontation outside Superior Grocers on New Year's Day. After backing into a parked car, Demetrius Ford offered to pay $80,000 for the damage, claiming that's all he had, a witness said. As Ford walked away, the owner of the car photographed him and his passenger, which sparked the brawl. Several grocery store workers were involved. Court records say surveillance video captured Ford punching Juan Urvina, who fell backward and hit his head and then remained motionless. Urvina suffered a skull fracture and then died a day after the fight. In June, Ford was charged with 3 felonies, including voluntary manslaughter, prompting his arrest warrant. He is not in custody right now. Since being placed in jail, a DUI murder suspect has racked up more than 15 rule violations. 18-year-old Kareem Rayad is accused of causing a deadly crash on Campus Park Drive back in April. The DA's office says while in jail, Rayad was caught swallowing razor blades and told deputies he did it because he was bored and wanted to go to the hospital. The DA listed this and other infractions as she argued against setting bail for the 18-year-old. The judge will announce his decision on Rayad's bail in 2 weeks. Police cars in Arvin are getting a new look. Last night, City Council approved adding a decal with the words, "In God We Trust." The motto is already featured on police cars in Bakersfield, Delano, Shafter, and Taft. The Arvin Council's vote was unanimous. A highly anticipated decision was made by the Panama Buena Vista Union School District last night on a charter school aimed at closing the education gap for African American students and other students of color. 17's Michaela Armstrong has been following the story closely and has the very latest for us this morning.
Applause rang as the Panama Buena Vista Union School District Board of Trustees approved the Willie J. Frank Charter School. The news of approval bringing overwhelming emotion to the organizers behind the public charter school after a long 4-year journey. The charter will not only be the 16th in the county, but the first run and founded by a black woman in Kern County. Dr. Arlena Waller says she does not take that role of being the first lightly.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be the first black woman to lead a petition and to get it approved at the district level.
The school's concept was met with overwhelming support due to the focus on serving black and other students of color to close the achievement gap in the county.
I encourage you to facilitate Willie J. Frank being an option with a yes vote.
However, it was also met with opposition.
I ask that you not say no, nor say yes. Please simply say not yet.
However, the board approved the school, with the district's charter review team sharing that it found no reason not to approve the charter after a thorough review.
The district recommends that your Board of Trustees approve the Frank College Prep Charter petition.
Now, with the approval from the district, the school will move towards enrolling students from TK through the 2nd grade. Waller says all the organizers behind the school will celebrate this victory briefly, and then the real work begins.
Michaela Armstrong with that report. And making headlines around the nation, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is making changes to his presidential campaign team. DeSantis is bringing in his longtime chief of staff, James Uthmeyer, to serve as his new presidential campaign manager. His old one will stay on as a senior advisor. This reset comes weeks after the campaign laid off staffers to cut costs and as DeSantis trails former President Trump in national polls.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.